Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial. I will tell you that I was in the midst of doing a video recording, doing this second piece, and the power went out. It's like the middle of summer, so and then when I use the screen recorder, everything just gets dumped if there's an interruption in power. So I wasn't able to retrieve the screen recorder file. So yeah, I have to start over. Bummer. The bigger bummer is it was probably a terrible accident because just moments after that, like within 5 minutes, there was emergency vehicles going down our road. So we live on a very, very dangerous road where people are very, very negligent. And so I'm praying that everyone is okay. So let's do this again. So this was my original prototype. So as I was mentioning in the first video, which you are not going to hear, is I really love, if you follow me for any length of time, you know I love to create ephemera that has lots of writing space, because I am actually a writer. I don't journal as much as I used to, but I have volumes and volumes and volumes of journals that I've kept over the last 30 years. So I love journaling space. I like the opportunity to have that wherever I'm at. So by using a belly band, you get the opportunity to create a decorative feature on your page that is pretty low profile, and then your cards are fairly big. My journal pages, when I'm done with a journal, are generally 8 1/4 inches tall. This is 3 1/2 inches wide. So that means our journal cards that tuck in behind that belly band are very big. I believe when I measured before, this was 7 3/4 by about 5 1/4, no, not 5 1/4. Let's see, about 5 1/8. So, so that's nice because you can have stuff sticking out of the page. I might put some seam binding on these ones as well. I haven't decided, but that is the original prototype. Where'd my paperclip go? And don't you know, when you're trying to get some video content up and time is closing in. We're leaving on Saturday morning for a little 3-night trip to the beach with our local kids and grandkids. It's like, this is the time I need to be able to create. I do know it was just an accident or something, because it just literally was out for 2 minutes and it was back on. So yeah, very unfortunate again. So so then I just went ahead and finished this, because when I lost the video, I had gotten to this point where I'd stitched around these, and I was getting ready to glue these pockets on. Well, because I was using the art glitter glue, or the Bearly Arts glue, I just went ahead and finished the project, and then I thought I'll just pull some more papers together and do it again. So that's what it looks like. And again, these are the large journal cards. Really, really beautiful. These images are from Designs by Keisha, but I will link it. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It might not be Designs by, but I know that when I search for her in my files, I just put in Keisha, and I can find my files. So I don't want that. That's for another day. So we're going to do the same thing. So I am going to show you what we're going to do. So I'm going to make the pockets again out of this brown paper. In my prototype, I used my original not filmed prototype. I used these little like coin envelope things, but I decided I wanted my pockets to be just a little bit bigger than that. So I'm not going to use those in this tutorial. So my pockets on the last one, goodness, gotta start all over, were 2 3/4 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mark here. Mark this at 2 3/4, and I'm going to do that twice. And then I'm just going to cut these down, and I'll do some sewing the same, because I wanted to do that for you guys. So of course, as with anything, you do not need to sew. It is not required. It is not necessary. So I'm going to turn and cut this. I'm going to cut 1 and 2 of those lengths. So then all I did is I went ahead and just folded it in half. Oh, I must have cut it the wrong way. I'll have to cut this down. I think this is longer than, yeah, it's definitely longer. I must have cut the other paper the other direction. Not a big deal at all. So let's just give that a press. Yeah, way tall. Way tall. So we'll trim those down here in a second. I really don't want to lose that bit off the top, but we're going to, because I'm not going to fuss anymore with this. I am going to try to get a Crash Your Trash up before I go. I've got some junk from my junk drawer. I'm going to make some beautiful ephemera. I'm not going to pre-plan it. I'm just going to pull my basket down off the shelf and we're going to create. So I want these to only be this tall though. So let me just remove that one and just line this up here. I'll give you the measurement here in a sec. I'm going to lose a lot of that beautiful paper. That's a bummer. So that is, where did my mark go? It is about 4 1/8 inches tall. So I'm going to go ahead and turn to my cutter and trim that off of both of them. Awesome. Yep, there we go. There we go. So I want to be able to just put a thumb notch on the front part of the pocket, not on the back. So I'm just going to sandwich these together. And I'm going to do a thumb notch so they're in exactly the same place. I feel like I am repeating myself because I am repeating myself. So that's the pocket. So we'll come back to that in a second. I just, with some scraps, I just cut a bunch of whale tail tabs with my dies. So I think I wanted this to be my belly band base. So this was originally, 1/2 of a journal page, but I went ahead and cut it down. I feel like I'm really far away and my camera's crooked. What the what? There we go. So I'm going to cut it down to 3.5 inches wide, and I'll probably cut a little bit off of each side. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. A lot of it's not going to show. So again, belly band is 3.5 inches wide. I like a wide belly band because I just feel like it gives me more opportunity to decorate and such. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and turn to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around the belly band, and I'm going to stitch around my pockets. I do need to ink this up first though, because I will not be able to get back in there because I did not print on both sides of this paper because I knew I was going to use it this way. So if you just get some ink in there, you don't have to worry about it. Boom. And then I'm going to turn to the machine and I'll be right back. Okay, we are done. I'm going to just snip these, trim these threads off. You could leave them if you wanted the grungy look, but I'm not feeling that today. So in my other video, I was talking about how I wanted to make these pockets stick out a little bit more beyond the belly band from the prototype because I don't want to cover up the stitching on the belly band. So I'll show you that here in a quick second. I was also asking, what do you guys like to do in the summer? Like, do you like to be outside, or are you more an inside gal like me? I am definitely more of an inside gal, but I do enjoy getting out with my family whenever I can. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I don't want to cover up that stitching that I just created. So I'm going to go ahead and bump this out about, I believe it was about 7/8 of an inch on my first one. Yep, about 7/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to estimate here where that line would be about right there. And I'm just going to use my white glue and glue these on. Okay, put the second one on, and I'm just going to try to aim for, I was actually thinking about putting 3, but I don't think 3 would really fit. So I'm going to go, they're going to be kind of close together because I'm I-spying the distance between here and here to the distance between here and here. So that's what I'm kind of trying to gauge here. Yeah, that looks about right. Boom. Easy peasy. So let's just give that all a good press. Okay. And while that dries, we'll work on the journal cards because I don't want to start fussing with those pockets. So these are the papers I chose. I believe I already cut them down because I was just trying to save time, and I was, yeah, I was waiting to get ready to do another video. So this is just over 5 inches wide, and this top one is 7 5/8 inches tall, and the other one is just, the one below is just slightly smaller, shorter. So okay, so I'm thinking about rounding the corners just to do something a little bit different. So let's do that. I'm also curious if you guys keep a journal, or do you, when you make a journal, do you use it? Do you give them away? Do you sell them? Are you a journaler? I was most of my life. I don't journal a lot now, not like I used to, but which is why I don't really keep my junk journals. I usually give them away, or I sell them from time to time, but not very often. But I used to be a big journaler. I have like volumes of journals, recording my entire therapeutic journey for, 30 years. So it's a long time. I'm at that stage in my life at 59, though, that I need to decide what I'm going to do with the journals. I don't necessarily want them hanging around for my kids to have to deal with, you know, if I die. I don't want them to have to look at those or deal with those or figure out what to do with them. So I'm moving in the direction of trying to figure out how to deal with them. So I don't need them, but at the same time, it's like, it's my story, it's my history, it's everything I threw up on the page, you know, as I was healing. So there we go. We've got 2 beautiful cards, and let me just pull over the whale tail tabs here. So I cut, these are going to be for the little cards that are going to go in the pocket, these colored ones, and I thought we'd use these ones for the tabs on the journal cards. So what I ran into with the prototype, the one I finished, is the tabs are kind of stacked when they're in the pocket and behind the belly band. So I'm going to try to be a little more strategic here. So I'm just going to push those out of the way, bring this over, and see if I can control that a little bit better. Like I can't really, a little bit. I could go kind of towards the top on this one. Let's do that. I don't worry too much about the inside because it's going to get completely glued shut. So sometimes some of that white can show, but I don't worry about it. Perfection is not important to me. As I say, perfection is not at play in the studio today or any other day. And I know that I've got some viewers that don't maybe like that, but because I keep getting the thumbs down, I'm not sure what that's about. But that's okay, you know, people don't have to like me. They don't have to like, I'm not sure why people watch and leave a thumbs down and don't leave a comment, but you know, that's their choice. And I try not to worry about it. Sometimes it's harder than other times. I know other creators are struggling with that too. It's hard because there's just, in our current environment and atmosphere in our world, there's just a lot of people that feel they have a lot of freedom to just say whatever they want because they're sitting behind their keyboard, and not talking to somebody face to face. So yeah, I think it's unfortunate. I know a lot of other creators get really nasty comments. I'm grateful that I don't get nasty comments. I just get the thumbs down. But again, that's okay. Freedom. That's freedom of speech right there. Even though the thumbs down is not verbal talking, it is a form of communication. So I applaud that. So I still do wish people would give me the feedback though. But that's all right. Okay. I mean, I hope that they still get something out of the video. Obviously, they're watching it. So, okay, so that's how that's going to go. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I love it. So see how that's going to be kind of overlapping. But I think it's okay because our tags are going to go in here, our little journal cards. So that's these right here. Thankfully, I'd printed out a couple of them, so I do need to trim them down. So I'm going to turn to my cutter, and I'm going to cut it in half and trim these down so they'll fit in the pocket. Okay. So super easy project, you guys. Super easy. I'm not going to sew around all the cards and stuff. That's really not my jam usually. So, and it creates, the stitching does create bulk when you're trying to put things in pockets. So you have to kind of account for that. But these images are so beautiful. And I can't remember if it was the other video I was talking about the creator. I think it's Design Something by Keisha, but I will link it. Beautiful, beautiful images. I really love the deep, dark, rich colors of this particular digital kit. So you'll be seeing more of it throughout the making of the At the Beach journal. So let's go get a couple of these blue tabs. And I just cut these out of scraps just to have things that are coordinating, and then you're, 2 for 1, you get to use your scraps and have it tie in with your journal. So, and again, forgive me if I'm repeating myself. I don't remember what I said in this video versus the last, but the Joyful Spring Journal, I was going to sell that to somebody, but she has changed her mind, which is totally fine. So that journal will be available for sale because I was already anticipating selling it. So if you have any interest in it, I'd be happy to talk with you about that. I don't generally sell my work, so it's a rare opportunity. If you would like to have a journal of mine, that would be your opportunity. It's a 3-signature journal. I think it's going to be a soft cover journal. I think I'm going to make my cover out of packaging, make it a little bit different than my normal go-to. And so it'll be 3 signatures, and I make a very stuffed, very embellished, very full journal. So yeah, so in fact, let me show you just a second. Okay, I don't want to show you the top of this journal because this is the Sweet Yvonne journal, but I am going to show you a view from the side. This is what my journals look like. That's what they look like. So they are very, very full. So yeah, and I'm so excited. I've got to just put the beads on it, and the journal's done, and I'm so excited to share that with her. I just think she's going to love it. I hope she's going to love it. We're doing, in case you don't know, her and I are doing a journal swap, and she's in the Netherlands, and I'm obviously in the United States. And we decided that we would do a journal swap. We've been following each other's channel for quite some time, and thought it would be a good opportunity to have a journal from each other that it's not our style. And she's got a very different style from me. I mean, I do some things that are in her style, but it's not how I generally create. I am drawn to it, but not in the same way as she is. So it's pretty cool. And I don't sell my work internationally. I don't ship internationally. So she's never had the opportunity to win one either. So that kind of how it started a little bit was, I really, really wanted her to have a journal, and I said, can I make you a journal? And she's like, well, how about we do a swap? And so we're doing a swap, and it's very exciting. So I'm just going to continue and put these eyelets in, and I'll be right back. Okay, last one, and I'm going to reach in my drawer. That one's not in the middle of that tab, but that's okay. As I say, what do I say, folks? I don't worry about perfection. So I'm thinking a really kind of a rich blue would be really pretty in this one. Or maybe even, I don't think I have enough of that color. Hold on a second. Let me find a color that would work. This one right here. It's kind of a navy blue. I get all my seam binding from a shop called My Scrap Cabin. And her shipping is fast, her prices are affordable, and I love it. I love her the amount of colors that she has. I just ordered some more. I ordered some kind of summer colors that I thought would add to my arsenal, because I use my seam binding in every journal. I love it that much. So let's go ahead and get these on here. See if I can get this through the hole. It's always tricky. So I'm super excited to go on this weekend. We're going to stay at a beach house for 3 nights with, again, my girls locally and my grandkids local and their spouses. And but the beach is on the waterway, so you can walk right outside the back of the house and sit on the deck or down by the water, and it's like a waterway that leads to the ocean. And then it's quite a walk to the ocean. I would say, I don't know, maybe a half of a mile, not too bad. But we would walk down or drive down, just hop in our vehicles and drive down. You can drive right down on the beach. And last year when we went, I actually jogged on the beach at sunset, and that was so fun. But it's nice. It's going to be really cool. I did sprain my ankle this week, so I walked. This is Thursday, and I walked on Monday. I usually try to get about 7,000 steps in within an hour of my day starting, but I haven't been able to do it because I sprained my ankle. So I've been babying it so that I can do what I want to do on the trip. So I haven't walked again. My purposeful walking, that is. So, I'm not as young as I used to be. Not by far. Just feels like I'm a lot I've always been a little bit clumsy, but the place that I walk, it's at this park that's on the river, and the pathways are really irregular and cracked and bumpy, and I probably was looking at my phone. I was listening to a podcast, and I think I was trying to fast forward or back up. I can't remember, and I think that's probably why I missed the thing in the way. Come on, Cara-Renee. The struggle is real. With these nails, the struggle is real. So, we have a friend coming over today in a little bit to pick up some craft supplies. Hopefully, she'll be able to make use of them. She can go through them and decide what she wants. There were some things I held out for her rather than taking them to the secondhand shop. So some paints and inks and things like that. Stamping inks, rather. Okay, one more, and then I'll show you what it all looks like. I'll probably embellish. Oh, we wanted to embellish by putting some circles on here. I do want to do that. But I don't think I have anything printed for that. So I might have to do that after the fact. But I really liked this element. I thought it was a great compliment. So I'll probably put a couple of those on these pockets as well, looking very similar to that one. So I think I'll just go ahead and let you go. I don't need to drag this out any further. And I will see you in the next video. Please be patient with me if I don't get back to comments right away, because I probably won't. I'll probably hop onto social media, but I'm not spending a bunch of time on social media. I'll have scheduled posts that I generally like. They schedule on my business page, and then I copy them or save them over onto my regular page, but that might be it. So I will see you very, very soon. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.